All right, so you saw the title. Um, this incident happened on November 20th. So I've had a while to think about it. And I guess the first thing I thought about was whether to say anything or not. Because as someone who is familiar with being gaslighted, you usually can't talk about it. That's the whole point. And so I thought about whether or not to say it, but I decided that it would be a betrayal of what this channel is supposed to be about if I didn't say anything. So then, once I had decided to say something about it, the second question was, how do I say it? Do I go into vast detail about everything that happened, or do I just mention that it did happen? And that's what I've decided to do. Because to tell you a story, what purpose does that serve? In my mind, it only serves the purpose of entertainment. To be entertained or not entertained. To believe the story or disbelieve it. But I don't think anything is necessarily learned from that. So I would rather focus on what can we take away from this. And of course, things that I have decided about this channel. Because obviously, when something like this happens, it makes you step back and think about things. Or it should anyway, unless you're an idiot. But so I have been thinking about it, of course, and it's been over 3 weeks now. Of course, November 20th was the date of the Kennedy assassination, but more relevantly to this channel, it was the day that Dave McGowan passed away. And it was also the day after, I believe, I dropped my last real video. And so I have had time to think about this, and I have decided that I will no longer be doing videos about, well, basically journalism of any kind. So no more videos about conspiracies, no more videos about politics, current events, really journalism of any kind. From now on, my videos will be confined to matters that are purely theoretical or philosophical or artistic. So, and there's a lot of reasons for that. I think the main reason is, well, this kind of brings me to my next point, which is that in light of what has happened, we can draw the conclusion that all other conspiracy theorists are fake. They're agents. They're propagandists. So they tell you about real conspiracies, but they use your fear to bring you right back to religion and politics. So it's very clear that these other conspiracy theorists are allowed to exist, and they're allowed to do what they do, because if anything like what had happened to me had happened to them, I guarantee they wouldn't be doing it. And so now you see the reason why these so-called conspiracy theorists are allowed to do what they do, because they're actually agents of the conspiracy that they pretend to expose. They are exposing it because it wants to be exposed. It wants to be normalized. The more it's talked about, the more it becomes accepted, the more it's normalized, right? Just like jokes about, I can't even say the word anymore. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this word anymore. But priests of the religion that is the largest religion in this country and in most countries, the one with the cathedrals. You know that one? So, how many jokes have you heard involving priests of that religion? Right? That's normalization. And it's normalization that's long existed for hundreds of years, if not longer. And so all those other conspiracy theorists are there to serve a purpose. And that's one of the reasons why I will no longer be doing that sort of thing. Because out of all the conspiracy theorists, including the ones I mentioned, they're all fake, except David McGowan. He was the only one I respected. And he may too have been part of the gang, but because he never talked about ethics either. He never showed the way out. None of them do. None of them do. That's why their channels are allowed to flourish. They don't talk about ethics. They talk about politics and religion. The observation of nature is the highest truth that will ever be available to us. So, and I also should mention that I probably won't be doing any more Soft White Underbelly. Actually, I'll do one more. I will do one more Soft White Underbelly video just to kind of wrap up the whole series. I mean, I know most of my subscribers are here for that, so I'm going to do that for you guys. I'm going to do a nice video. And, you know, it's a fascinating story. It really turned out to be definitely deeper than we thought it was. Shout out to BJ because she blew the lid off that thing. But, yeah. So I'm going to wrap that little series up, and that'll be it. So I hope you enjoyed my little foray into journalism. It was probably always going to end this way, but I think we definitely learned some things. Yeah, we definitely learned some things, and you know, I haven't felt much like doing videos, you know, at all since this has happened. But recently, I feel inspired again. Yeah. How about instead of talking about MK Ultra and Dahmer and super rich conspiracy people, how about instead of talking about that stuff, we talk about the conspiracy in our own families, the conspiracy of growing up in a narcissistic family. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the boogeyman in our own closet, because that's really what it always comes down to. If you can't fight the demons in your own head, how can you think that you're gonna do anything to help anyone else? And for a lot of us, you know, these stories have been swept under the rug. So I'm going to reveal some stuff that will probably blow some people's minds. And I'll be talking a little bit more about my life story, I guess. So thank you for listening once again, and I hope to see you in the future. I probably won't be talking too much more about this or any of my previous work, but as always, you're welcome to leave a comment or contact me offline. It's the Great Plague.